Hi everybody, once again Miles Crosby with PRTC, and it's another edition of our Business Spotlight. Today is a really special one. We're actually over in Hampton. We're going to be talking to Quincy Jones. He's the president and general manager of C2 and otherwise Company 2.
Company 2 Fire, yes.
Fire. And I mean, you've done a lot of stuff. You're originally a low country guy like me.
Yeah.
And you've been all over. And you've come back to Hampton with a very special purpose, which I walk in, I guess you would call it the warehouse or whatever, amazed. I mean, if you're a vehicle guy, and you know, some of us think of fire trucks as the fire trucks, little red fire trucks we see around cities and all that. This is a whole different level. Now, first off, it's a pleasure to meet you. We were talking about how we have mutual friends.
Thank you. Yep.
Some mutual family, you know, by marriage and all that. So it's a very small world.
Watch it. We'll be cousins before you leave here. So.
It might be. But anyway, with all that being said and done, you've got quite the operation here.
Thank you.
Now, first off, and I'm sure going to have some footage of some of the different vehicles that you have here. Obviously, they're quite different than what the average person thinks of as a fire truck. These are specialized vehicles.
They are.
Tell us a little bit about them.
25 plus years ago, I got into the fire truck world and never even thought about the aircraft rescue. The market, or the industry I should say, got so crowded with the fire truck side that I wanted to branch off and start dabbling with the aircraft rescue.
Something more specialized.
Much more specialized.
Right.
You have a niche market with the fire truck world, but the ARFF truck world, which is what we call them, the aircraft rescue firefighting trucks, they're a smaller niche than that.
You know, just to bring a little context for the layperson like me, you know, I am a pilot, used to fly skydivers and that sort of thing, but you know, on these major runways, if there's an accident, this is the vehicles that you see on those videos that are coming to help, you know, put out the fires and save the people on the runways.
That is correct.
So it's a whole specialized type of vehicle. Tell us more.
FAA and the military world requires these vehicles to be on site when certain size aircraft lands.
Right.
Takes off or lands.
Right.
The FAA has 5 different categories. They have an A, B, C, D, and an E index airport.
Okay.
A being the smallest, could be a small general aviation, for example, we'll say Hilton Head.
Right.
Actually, Walterboro, maybe something a little bit larger than Walterboro.
Right.
And then by the time you get to an E index, you're talking Atlanta International Airport.
The major airports.
The major airport.
And now, obviously, a lot of these small general airports are not going to have your kind of equipment.
That's correct.
They're geared more towards the bigger jets that are coming in.
This is for paying passenger traffic.
Yeah.
So you have little commuter airlines at some of the smaller airports. They're required to have the aircraft rescue trucks.
Right.
For example, the funny thing about it, most people don't realize this, is for the smallest airport, one of the trucks over my shoulder over here, the green one, is one of the smallest aircraft rescue trucks that they make. This one behind us over here.
I see it. Yeah, okay.
And that would be for an A index airport. When you go to a B index airport, you're required to have a size of vehicle of this size,
which is huge,
which is a 1,500 gallon truck.
Right.
When you go to a C index airport, you're required to have a 3,000 gallon, which is twice the size of this truck. When you go to an E index, you're required to have multiple of these trucks.
That makes perfect sense.
So for example, the city of Atlanta has 3 runways,
right,
and they're required to have like 5 trucks per runway.
Wow. So
they have approximately 14, 15 trucks on site at any one given time. Under most circumstances, they would have 1 backup per runway.
Right.
But if that backup goes out of business, they're in dire straits.
Right.
So then they start leasing trucks from people like us, or buying a secondary truck.
So you can either do sales or leasing.
Well, that's where most of my focus has been on for the last 4 or 5 years, is leasing. Because there are only 500 airports, 520, 30 airports that are required to have these trucks.
Right.
So you're not having multiple people buying these trucks on a regular basis. But with the delays in getting their new trucks on order, or delays in getting parts for repairs,
right,
the airports start leasing these trucks
So
from us on a regular basis.
So you keep a fleet ready to go.
We have a fleet out. As we speak, we have 41 ARFF trucks out on lease
Okay. Now,
with a waiting list behind that.
and obviously, when you're dealing with fire and fire rescue, there's going to be, even if they haven't utilized the equipment, it still has to be continually maintained. I'm sure there's special inspections they have to, and protocols
so.
they have to go through. And so I'm assuming, you know what they say about assuming, but I'm assuming that you come in on the lease side of it, and you make sure all those requirements are met.
That's correct.
And so it really takes a lot of the worry out of the people that are leasing them for the airports.
That is 100% correct.
So that's amazing. And once again, you've got all the specialized differences, and you have them on go, ready for. Now, just out of curiosity, how many different airports are you servicing? Are you all over the country, all over the world? What?
Well, we have been all over the world. Africa,
Wow.
Somalia, Iraq, the UK. I mean, you name it. We've had trucks over there. We just brought a truck back from Peru.
Oh, wow.
Most people don't know this, but a fire truck at an airport in Lima, Peru, got accidentally on an active runway, and an airplane hit it.
Oh, wow.
Just like LaGuardia maybe a month or two ago.
I remember that well, yeah.
Well, we covered LaGuardia, and we also covered Peru. Covered Peru for over a year, and then we're trying to work out taking care of LaGuardia. But I believe they've got some loaners from their area that they're going to be taking care of. So my point is when one of their trucks goes out of service for whatever reason,
Right.
the first thing they want to do is how fast can we get one?
Exactly, and you already got them sitting in the wings, so you're able to meet their needs, get them there, and
The best we can. Like I
Right.
said a minute ago, we have a waiting list right now of 5 trucks between now and November.
It's got to be a kind of a special feeling. Don't know how to say it, but if you see some of your trucks actually being used to save people's lives. I mean, you see these, and all of a sudden you see your trucks go into action.
It is.
And
It's great.
that's got to be a special feeling.
It is.
Just out of curiosity, did you ever volunteer as a firefighter at some point? Or
I
something
worked
like
with a lot of the volunteers. I never was a volunteer firefighter,
Right.
but in my early years in this business, I wanted to work with those guys.
Right.
The problem is my business kept me away from it so much, I really couldn't participate.
I understand.
And so I just assisted them in any way I could with equipment and
Well,
things of that nature.
you're definitely doing your part. There's no doubt about that, and it's I guess you'd call it a niche kind of scenario,
It is.
but one very much needed, I guess.
It is.
Now, you said that you were in different parts of the world, really, like in Africa. What part of Africa, if you don't mind my asking?
To be perfectly honest, you caught me off guard on
Sorry-
that one
sorry about
because
it.
that was early in my career with aircraft rescue. As a matter of fact, the very first aircraft rescue truck I did, I sent it to Africa.
Okay.
And a little funny story about that
Sure.
is when they came out here to inspect the vehicle, they fell in love with it in the first 15 minutes.
All right.
It was middle of the summer. It was hot to us, but it was cold to him because he's coming from Africa.
Right.
And we asked him for a punch list. The first item on the punch list to find out all the issues that he wanted taken care of is to remove the air conditioner.
Really?
And it caught me so off guard. I asked him, I said, why? He said, because if that air conditioner works this good in the truck, we will never get the firefighters out of the truck.
That's a story for you.
That's a true story.
The reason I asked about Africa, I've been to Africa 5 different times, 5 different countries. So I love flying, been
Yep.
in international airports, and that's the reason I asked, because obviously there's a lot of people flying all over the world from the United States. That, when you get into those situations, it's nice to know that there's some safety equipment there. In case.
There is. When you go out of the confines of the United States, there's a group called ICAO, and they're the international equivalent to FAA.
Gotcha.
They maintain or do the requirements for every airport throughout the world, other than the United States.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now, speaking of the U.S. now, Alaska, Hawaii, you guys cover them?
We do.
Yeah, well, okay.
We do.
Once again, major airports.
We have 2 trucks one as we speak, sold to, we've delivered to Yellowknife, Canada, which is at the far end north of the ice road.
Right, right.
And then we have another one going to Ottawa. And then we have another one getting ready to go to somewhere in Ontario, and I can't remember where the name of it is.
Yeah, well, Canada's another beautiful place to be. Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, once again, a very unique company, very much needed company. And we're going to talk a little bit more about, well, different things you want to do to talk about your company. Because it's very, it's hard to believe. A lot of people are not going to realize that it's right here in Hampton, South Carolina.
It's funny you should mention it's right here in Hampton, South Carolina. We have local politics that does not want to cooperate with business.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. And I won't get into the weeds with that at this point, but my feeling is you have a company of this magnitude that works throughout the entire world and mainly the United States.
Right, right.
There are 2 companies in the entire United States that does this.
Wow.
Only 2.
Wow.
And for the life of me, we can't get the politics in line.
Right.
I just don't, for the life of me, I don't understand it. But it's not going to slow us down.
Right.
I've got approximately 10, 12 employees that I have to maintain. I want to make sure that they're taken care of.
Right.
They love this business. If you spend any time with the boys, and I can't forget about the girl in the office.
Oh,
I have to throw her in there as well.
Of course, of course.
But I think if you spend any time with anybody in our industry or here at our facility, you will find that they absolutely love what they do.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, anytime that you can work with something that you know could save lives, that's a special feeling.
Yeah, it is.
It's not just a 9-to-5 job. That's a special feeling.
It is.
You hope it doesn't have to be utilized, but if it does, it's out there to help protect the public. So we're going to take a quick break.
Sure.
Once again, we are watching PRTC's Business Spotlight. I am enjoying every minute of this. We're talking about some very specialized fire trucks. We're talking to Quincy Jones. He's the president and the general manager, and we're going to be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody, to PRTC's Business Spotlight. Once again, I'm enjoying being in Hampton with my new friend. To come to find out, we've got a lot of mutual friends and a lot of people we know that we're kin to. We're talking to Quincy Jones. He is the president and general manager of CO2 Fire. And this is a baby that you've helped put together. And it's specialty fire trucks used at airports. As a matter of fact, I'm looking behind me right now. I'm looking at Striker 13, one of the many that you have in your fleet. But this one's a little unusual. Tell me about Striker 13 and what that's all about.
This particular truck here is a Oshkosh Striker. It is a 1,500-gallon truck, but
Actually, let me stop you just one second. Oshkosh, all right? What makes that a specific type?
There are 3 manufacturers of aircraft rescue trucks.
Okay.
You have Oshkosh,
Right.
you have E1, and you have Rosenbauer.
Okay.
And that's it. There's no other type manufacturers. There were years ago, but they've kind of petered out, and other companies have taken them over. But Oshkosh and E1 and Rosenbauer are the leaders in the ARFF industry throughout the world.
All right, and Striker 13 is an Oshkosh.
It is. Oshkosh Striker 1500. This one here has what we call a HRET. It's a high reach extendable turret.
Oh, okay.
So this one articulates up to where it can go to the top of a plane and pierce into the shell of a plane to put out a fire without entering into the vehicle or to the fuselage.
So definitely a specialized plane. How high can it go up as it gets
This one
over?
here can go up, I believe, 65 feet.
Wow, okay, so it gets up there and reaches
It does.
and help try and save, obviously, the people that are
It
possibly
does.
trapped on board.
And also taking the passenger traffic out of the equation, you have cargo traffic. So there may not be but 2 or 3 people on that plane trying to salvage the cargo as well.
That makes perfect sense. And also, the more it does damage to the plane, the more it could possibly damage some of the runways.
That's correct.
And have all sorts of debris left and everything.
That's
so the
correct.
quicker you can get it out, the better it is for everybody.
Correct.
Now, is there a specific type of chemicals that each of these have to have, or what do you?
There's multiple secondary agents. All of the ARFF trucks have foam, which most everybody knows that.
Right.
But they also have dry chemical or possibly halotron. Is depending on the usage of what kind of excuse me, aircraft they have there.
Right.
And so those secondary agents just absolutely augment what the rest of the truck is doing. So you have water foam, dry chemical agent, and or halotron.
And I would assume it would all that would depend on what type of fire it is, whether it's a fuel fire, electrical fire.
That is correct.
So it's going to depend on what you decide to
That
use.
is correct.
Now, around here, once again, I'm very impressed with the whole operation, and obviously it's a very specialized type thing. Now, how do you find your workers? What do you do when it comes to trying to get? I mean, is there special training you have to come to work for you? How does that work?
We request that you have a diesel background.
Okay.
If we can get a diesel mechanic here, we can train them onto the aircraft rescue truck side.
Gotcha.
If we find someone that's got fire background, that's a bonus.
Okay.
And so we are constantly looking. I'm in the process now of trying to hire two, and it's just very difficult to locate technicians that want to move to the low country.
Right.
But that being said, there's a lot of factors that play into it.
All right. Once again, though, diesel mechanic, that's a plus. If you've got fire background as well, that's an extra plus.
That's an extra plus.
And if somebody wanted to, join the team, so to speak, how do they go about applying?
They could go on our website and apply through our website through Brindley Mountain Fire Apparatus or Company 2. Brindley Mountain Fire Apparatus is our parent company.
Right.
About 4 years ago, my competitor, if you want to call him that, we worked together for 20 plus years.
Right.
And it got to the point where I said, look, if there's no need in us competing any longer, let's talk about one of us, buying the other out.
Right.
And they were much larger than I was.
Right.
And so they came in and acquired my company and have hired me for the foreseeable future. So far, so good.
Oh,
so
good.
I've been here 4 years, but I don't anticipate going anywhere anytime soon. But they've asked me to take this business and run with it, and they've given me carte blanche on doing what I need to do to grow this business. I was never able to grow the business the way that they're allowing me to do it because they've got much deeper pockets than I do.
They got the capital.
This is a very capital intense business.
I imagine it is. Looking around here, it almost have to be, obviously.
It is.
And so it's kind of make you feel kind of good, though, in some ways, all right, that you built this up to a point where you know that this company that's got more capital comes in and goes, hey, this is a winning product. We not only want to, buy you out, we want to keep you on. That's got to be a good feeling.
It was a great feeling, but it was also scary for the first year or two because I hear all the war stories about a business being acquired. Hey, we're going to hire you, no changes, and then 6 months down the line, it's time to hit the road. And that has just been the opposite. This company has really surprised me.
Well, Quincy, I mean, when I hear you talk about it, I mean, it's almost the type thought process that not only have they kept you on, they're letting you continue to grow it even bigger.
They are.
And so that's got to, like I said, that's got to be a pretty darn good feeling to see your baby continue to grow up, so to speak.
They are. I love watching what the company can do. I just think there's really no ends of what we can do. It's just a matter of we can't get enough employees to keep up with the demand.
And once again, we just got to remind people, this is a really specialized business you could be getting into with growth.
Very, very much so.
And once again, they can go to the website.
They can go to the website, company2fire.com, spell it all out.
Right.
Or you can go to Brindley Mountain Fire Apparatus and spell that all out as well. There's an employment section in there as well.
And I'll get Jason to put that up on the screen as well. We'll
Sure.
have that up while we're talking.
Sure.
So once again, and we're getting ready to wrap things up.
Sure.
Quincy, I got to tell you, impressed with everything. Really, just the mutual friends that we know. It's small world. I mean, it really is. It is, and it's.
I appreciate your time.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
It was.
An absolute pleasure. Once again, we've been talking to Quincy Jones, And we're at CO2 Fire, and they specialize in fire
Aircraft
trucks
rescue.
that are used at airports, and they're the ones you see on TV when there's unfortunately aircraft accidents, but they're there to help protect us. Once again, thank you, Quincy, for everything you do.
No problem. Appreciate it.
And thank you to Jason Cook, who's behind the scenes helping us out all the time, and thank you to PRTC, and thank you for watching. For PRTC's Business Spotlight, I'm Miles Crosby. See you again soon.